Dark Labs. We know what their pre-workouts are like, but what about some of the other stuff they do? Alright, welcome back to another one. Today we got something a little bit different again. Today we're going to be taking a look at Dark Labs Ostarine MK2866. Quick disclaimer, SARMs are pretty shady territory. I do not recommend the use of them to anybody. They're not for human consumption. If you're going to be taking these, you're going to be taking these at your own risk. I'm not going to be giving out any information on PCTs, blood work, etc. This is simply a product review. Let's take a quick look at the packaging. It's pretty cool. We have the Reaper on the side there, which is not really what you want to see on a product like this, really, but there you go. So if you clicked on this video, you probably already know what a SARM is. But if not, a SARM is a selective androgen receptor modulator. We have androgen receptors all over our body, from our muscles, bones, brain, liver, prostate, etc. They're all over. Now, if you take testosterone, for instance, test will affect all of the androgen receptors, whereas a SARM is selective. It aims for particular androgen receptors and works on those. So Ostarine, what we're going to be talking about today, was originally designed to help with muscle and bone wasting diseases. So those particular androgen receptors is what this is targeting. Now Ostarine is one of the weaker SARMs out there, but it has a lot of other benefits other than muscle building, which I'm going to get into right now. It's a mild anabolic. You're not going to be putting on a lot of size with this. That's not really the intent with Ostarine. I use Ostarine for a few different reasons: maintenance, recovery, and a sense of well-being. And that sense of well-being that you get from Ostarine happens every time I do a cycle. And if you're generally a miserable bastard, then that mood elevation that you get from it is very welcome. The main reason though is recovery. I'm no spring chicken. I'm nearly 40 years old. I need all the help I can get through my training sessions, you know? So about 3 or 4 years ago, when I first started to get interested in SARMs, I was recommended Ostarine for its recovery benefits. I was suffering a lot. Kickboxing training, it can get pretty brutal sometimes. If you're getting kicked in the legs, etc., you know, those pains tended to stay with me all week. You know, I'd managed to get like 1 or 2 training sessions in. I just couldn't manage anymore. But with Ostarine, I can train pretty much every day. The recovery is fantastic. If you've been lifting weights, you get that soreness for a couple of days after. Well, Ostarine cuts that time in half. The recovery is exceptional. Now that's why I use them. Like I said, I'm not recommending them to anybody else. I'm just telling you why I use them and my experience. We all know how legit their pre-workouts are, but the question we're asking here is, are their SARMs the same? Now, after 3 or 4 years of trying out different brands of Ostarine, I can tell you that the Dark Labs, it works, and it works very well. So, Dark Labs recommended use. Great. Now, if you do pick one of these up, Dark Labs recommend that you don't go over 4 weeks, but recommended cycle for this and any other SARM really is 8 to 12 weeks for optimum results. So don't take too much notice of that 4 weeks recommended on the back. I think they're just trying to play it a little bit safe with that one. 8 to 12 weeks. That's what you want to be aiming for. Now dosage on here is 10 milligrams twice a day. Now Ostarine has a half-life of about 24 hours, so you can take both capsules at the same time. That's going to be cool. Well, aside from the fast recovery time and a good sense of well-being, your strength is going to go up a little bit as well. There is a moderate strength increase. You're going to be able to chuck a few more plates on the bar within a couple of weeks with this. So yeah, that pretty much concludes my review on Ostarine by Dark Labs. Now, it is as legit as the pre-workouts, in my opinion. It works very well for me. In fact, it's the most effective Ostarine that I've come across in the last 3 or 4 years. So that says quite a lot. Do you know how difficult it is to find a legitimate, unbiased actual review on something like this. It's virtually impossible. Yeah, I could have really done with a review of this before I bought it myself. So that is why I'm doing this review, so that you have something to look at when you're interested in buying some of this.